Good evening and welcome everybody to tonight's office hours number 5. So tonight's agenda is to do a recap of the videos recently uploaded. Then I'll swap into Pioneers. And once I finish the recap, I'm happy to take questions from anyone about just about anything. So if there's anything you'd like to, in English that doesn't make any sense, any questions, or if you'd like to hear about some sports like NRL or AFL, then ask away. I'm not sure I can get you an answer on the spot, but I can certainly spend time having a look into it if it's relevant. And not going to say ask just about anything, but ask almost anything. So let's all right. So the first the videos was a condom, cushion, recording, tampon, wines, mobile phone, give, hospital, hotel, lunch, paracetamol, pills, PowerPoint, run, border collie, a type of dog, soft drink, sugar, choir, a group of people that sing, bell, press the bell to the desk was unattended, blinds, bunch, it's a bunch of grapes, peak, piping bag, saucepan, scales, scarecrow, and sad. And those are some of the recent videos that have been uploaded. I've been looking at as well to ways to get more coverage of different words and put context in as well, at the same time as trying to be educational. And I'm working on some of the things behind the scenes. So I think I'm finding a new system that's working. I am looking to revisit the English pronunciation speedrun. I've labeled the one that's already been uploaded as the first edition and look to bring a second edition in. And that way I'll go through some words with pictures of things that you might encounter on the first day. If things around the house, cooking, food, vegetables, fruit, if you're going to the shops and dealing with a car and sports and similar. So, and there's a few other things in the works as well. Recently, I've uploaded a flashcard video of about 500 words. I'd like some feedback on that. I do have to record and go through and do some other ones and it can be used as a checklist of, and you can also go to see words, how I pronounce some of the words. It's been split up into 5 groups. You'd want to have a look at group 1 before group 2, and group 5 is the last group where there's a whole lot of other words in there. That's sort of where I was at the point of that. You should have quite a good working vocabulary there at the moment, and some words like government and senator, ambassador, and a few other ones there. Things you're not really going to learn before mushroom and cutlery and things like petrol, diesel. So that's pretty much it. So now I think I'll swap into the game of Pioneers and just let the stream open for a bit. If anyone drops in and wants to change it up, more than happy to see about what I can do with that. So let's bring it in now. So I've started a Pioneer server on screen, and I've already set up a game where I'm playing against some computer players. We've got Abraham Lincoln, Godzilla, and Checkers. They've all set up and put settlements and built roads before me. And as I'm the last to pick, I get to put 2 down. Everyone's going to put 2 down. And then after I put down checkers, we'll put down another road and settlement, then Godzilla, then Abraham Lincoln. And so the penalty for putting the very first one down is that they get to put the last one down. So I think I'll go through and put it on this brick one here. So we want to get as much resources to then build and expand our empire, to do things like build roads and then upgrade settlements to cities. I'll bring the legend up. So hills produce brick, fields produce grain, mountains produce ore, pasture produces wool, forest and lumber, gold, which is not featured on this map, can produce anything the player wants if it comes up, and the desert produces nothing, and the sea doesn't produce anything as well. To build a road, we need a brick and a lumber. To build a settlement, we need a brick, grain, wool, and lumber. To upgrade a settlement to a city, we need 2 grain and 2 ore. 2 grain and 3 ore, sorry. And to purchase a development card, we need a grain, ore, and sheep. So that's sort of the advanced technology. If you can, I can get a randomly drawn card from a pile, and that's could be a soldier. And if I get a soldier card, I can then play it at a time of my choosing to move the robber, which I'll come back to later. Or I might get road building. I might get, which lets me place down 2 roads. Then I might get Monopoly, which means that I can declare a resource, and if any of the other players have that resource, they have to give me their card. Year of Plenty lets me choose, I think, 2 resources of my choice. And there's other ones like Market and Pioneers. And Pioneers University. A market will, any of those will, there's no benefit directly aside from those, except to give us more victory points. So a settlement is worth 1 victory point. A city is worth 2 victory points. And the aim of this game is to get to 10. So I'll put my first one down there. So to grab some brick and grain, so it should have good resources for that. Then if I move the next one over here, I'll go to, I think it's that's a lumber port, which means that I can then trade with a computer for 2 lumbers into anything I want. And I think I'll go there. Someone's certainly going to put it into the middle. I'll try for sneaky grain. So I'll wrap my move up there. It's part of the game as well. The second settlement you put down, you get a free resource of any of the adjacent tiles as well. So I've got a brick, lumber, and wool. The only time I'm going to get them now is if any time a person starts their turn, they'll roll the dice. And if the total of the 2 6-sided dice comes up to one of the adjacent tiles, then I'll get one of those resources. So now it's my turn. Let's roll the dice. If it rolls to a 7, then someone gets to place and move the robber. And there's a bit of extra rules regarding the robber as well. I rolled a 3 and got a lumber card. Sorry, Checker's got a lumber card. I'll place down here and try and get more lumber. And that'll end my turn. Sorry, that'll end my turn now. So once everyone else rolls, anyone who's got lumber that, so 9 was rolled, which means that Checkers gets some grain. And now it's turn 2, so I roll the dice again. I get 3 brick. So I'm going to try and trade with the other people. So even though I am competing against them, if we can find a common ground, I'm going to try and grab lumber and give them brick. No one really wants to play ball, so I'll see if someone will give me an ore for a brick. I'll take that trade. And I could buy a development card, which I'll, for the purposes of showing the game mechanics, I'll be doing that now. And I've got a soldier. I can also see if I can trade and get more brick. Brick for lumber with the other players. None of them want to. And I can trade with the bank or 4-to-1 for anything. So I'll keep my resources around and I'll play that soldier card, which has been causing me a bit of grief, which I strangely can't. Oh, that's right. I won't worry about that now. And I'll kick on. And yeah, Czech has just played a Monopoly on, I'm pretty sure it was the brick, and took 6 brick cards from me. So, not a fan. That's all right. I'll end my turn and keep going. There should be more brick coming around soon. Place the robber. I really want some grain. I'm going to try and cause havoc on checkers again. And I've managed to get a grain, so I've now got enough to build a settlement. And while I'm at it, I can play a soldier. I'll try and grab some more ore. So I've got 3 points now, and Checkers has got another settlement as well. I think I've got most of the resources I want except for ore, which should be okay. I'm going to try and expand my empire down to that I can trade 3-to-1 with anything and grab a 2-to-1 advantage with lumber as well. So ending my turn. And Checkers is upgraded to a city. I roll a 7 because, and anyone that has a lot of resources, if a robber is rolled, has to discard most of them. I'm going to try and block all from Checkers and see if I can get a grain for a wool. And that would let me get a development card. You see, you play 2 soldiers, and no one else has played more soldiers. You can then get the largest army bonus, which is 2 victory points as well. Which I'll try now if I can get lumber for wool. And then build a second road there and queue up a settlement. Get a development card, which I play as soon as I can. And should be able to get the largest army. So it's pretty much a fair race. Checkers is ahead though. I'm going to try and upset everyone there. So if I put the robber into that hexagon, then anyone who can get a resource from that now won't. And I'm going to pick on Abraham Lincoln because I frankly fear him less than Godzilla. I do have to say, Abe, if you're still around, is doing quite well for his age. There we go. I've got enough for another settlement. And check as if they keep going can cause me a bit of grief. No, we've certainly got enough, and I've got a bit I can trade now. And I can trade straight away with the bank and get another development card. Maybe it's 3 soldiers for the largest army. Anyway, we'll find out next turn. And once you get 6 or 5 road segments in a row, then you've the person with the longest road, you can get 2 bonus victory points as well. So, right, let's get that soldier and get them back into there. And I'm going to steal it from Checkers. And right, so where am I going to, if I'm going to make a long road, what's it going to be? I start building on this lumber here with the 6, even though it's favored with the dice, someone might start putting the robber there. So I'm going to put my last settlement here because I've only got one settlement available. And I'm thinking that, sorry, I'll just check something with the settings. I just realized the setting for their capture cursor has been off. So even though I've been trying to point things out with the cursor, it hasn't been going through the stream. But that's right. So now I've got Pioneer University. So playing it won't give me any benefits like extra. It'll just is equal to a single victory point. I can't build a road for cheaper or something like that. But I'm good with that. All right, so I'm going to put it there as well. Yeah, I'm going to keep picking on Abraham Lincoln. And I'll try offering grain and no, going for brick, which no one really wants to trade. So I'll do that. And I've now got my largest army, giving me 6 victory points. Common is to play the cards later, so that way I'm not tipping people off as to what's going on, because they don't, if until I play it, they may not know I've got a soldier or a monopoly card, and just build them up. So I can get a brick for 2 lumber. And there we go. Now got the longest road. So if I get one more victory point, then I've won the game. So if I build a settlement or upgrade a settlement to a city, though the other players can steal my largest army or longest road achievements if they get something bigger. Now, if I try and do a trade with anyone, they're going to say, well, no, because if we do, we'll lose the game. Yeah, I haven't got my 3-1. Yeah, still got the 4-1. And I should be winning the game now, unless I mess up. 4-1, grain for bull. And if I place the settlement there, and then, yeah, one with 10 victory points. So, all right, well, that's a quick game of Pioneers and open source implementation of Settlers of Catan. I'll start another game off, and I'll do it onto a different map that's a fair bit bigger. So this one's called Small Europe, and it's a bit different. We've got gold here, and so I can get some gold if it's only three out of 3 on a die 6 doesn't come up all that often. 2 even less so, only if both dice are double 1. 9 fairly frequently. And I can then make a link and choose whatever I want. Or I'll go. This one comes to mind as the first spot I'll go. I'll get a good brick, resources, and lumber. And there's the ore fields down here. I can make longer passages with chips. just be rolling in ore. Yep, I'll go there for try and get a bit of balance. I can get all of the resources from adjacent if I'm lucky. I don't think anyone's going to want to trade with me this early in the game. Wow. Let's try if I can get some grain and give them brick or lumber. Well, straight away, I'll take a city to give me twice as much of my lumber producing, and let's lock that one in as well, try and get a bit more ore. So we've still got only one robber in this map, which means that if I have a settlement next to this number 9 ore and this number 9 ore, they can't block both. Try and see if I can get grain and give them brick ore and wool. There we go. That's my first settlement away. So unlike the last game where we had to get 10 victory points, now we've got to get 18. So the game can go fairly thick and fast. And while I'm at it, I'll do a trade for brick for a grain, and I'll make that one a city. So should be able to make a city just about every turn. I get a 9 and a 10. Place the robber. Let's put it next to Girdle. See if I can place that road there. Again, I'm pretty sure the rules are unchanged from the small ones. So we're now getting a lot more resources. If a 7 comes up, it's going to be a lot more on the table to lose. So I'm going to still try and spend them like there's no tomorrow. And I'll try and work my way up to this 3-to-1 port. And if we get a 9 or a 6, which is pretty possible, easy, or likely. Yep, someone's just set the rubber next to me and stole some pieces. That's all right. It's part of the game. I could probably find out who it was. And I get another. Oops. Yeah, it's going to build another city, but I can't. I need a settlement first. And now that I'm ahead with so many victory points, I'm starting to think anyone who rolls a robber just is going to be starting to target me. Well, that's okay. Yep, there we go. Next to my piece, and then I'm going to go back next to them. The only really moves I've got at the moment is to try and get a development card. Everyone's just stealing off me. So a governor's house is another one of those development cards that's just worth a single point. Try and grab some brick and see if I can get rid of some ore. All right, let's throw some grain into the sweeten the deal. Might as well play the governor's house. It's not as if I'm not already a target. So one of the other rules I've missed mentioning earlier is that settlements and cities can't have at least 2 squares in between them, which means that it has to be on this one here for the 3-to-1, on the opposite side of the city over here. Try and trade a brick for... No, that's not going to work. Okay, so I'll try another development card. And Jules is well into the game now. 9 victory points for the red team. Playing with the largest army. That changed things. So I'll see if I can steal some brick, which isn't. Brick for ore. No, brick. Now they'll give brick for 2 ore, so they've changed the terms. That's all right. I can certainly get my settlement out of the way now. I'm going to trade with the bank now. One brick, and then, right, so I can build another city if I get enough materials next turn, and I might try grabbing some more grain for wool or lumber. No, they don't want to deal with me just yet. That's okay. So now I've got hit with the robber that I've got to discard pretty much half my cards. And there we go. Get rid of most of the lumber and some wool. All right, so I'm going to try and target Jules now as my nearest competitor. And I can buy, sorry, just 1 development card. I'll need to get 5 soldiers out to get the largest army. And put another settlement down. That'll diversify my ore income. So I'll get it on an 8 or 9, and that'll probably be the first one I'll upgrade to a city if I get a chance. Mix things up a bit, and I'll go for Abraham Lincoln and get some, get some grain. Plonk that there, and that's be where my next settlement will go if I get enough resources on next turn. Let's see if I've got put another settlement there and there. So I'll trade another brick and lumber, and then place 2 settlements down. So next time it goes around, I should be getting quite a lot of resources because of so many cities and so. And I'll trade for grain, lumber. And pop that one as a ceiling, so I'll get twice as much. And that should end it. So I'm on 14, I need to get to 18. Nearest is on 10. So that's bumped up to 11. 5 settlements, 2 cities available. Try and think of the best way forward. I don't have any simple expansions. Yeah, that'll do. I might try trade at the moment. Still pretty close. But I could get 3 development cards. No, I'll play it safer now. Try and keep my longest road, or shore up its length, but it's still too close for comfort. Abraham Lincoln is hot on my heels. I don't think it's going to. I think it's just going to be 1 or 2 more turns in this game, and okay, I'll trade lumber for brick. That gets me a settlement. And I'll trade more brick for lumber again and get rid of that in case a robber. I'll get some value out of those resources in case I get hit by a robber, and then have to discard half my pile. So it's neck and neck. Abraham Lincoln and I. Oh, so it's almost going to be City Mania at the moment. Right, so grain, brick, ore. How many ore have I got? 11. So if I it's too close. All right, let's put a city in what was France. And I can get 2 development cards. So road building and soldier, which I'll put to good use if I get a chance. My jaws might snatch victory. Oh, that's not good. What do I want to get rid of? So I've got 7 ore. Got to get rid of 5. Anyway, I cut it. It's not going to end up well for me. If I place the rubber, I might get some grain. If I trade or for grain, I can get a city, and that should be. I don't have any more cities left. Rookie mistake. All right. So yep, I think that just cost me the game. So I could have played road building, put a settlement down, and then do it. So well played by Abraham Lincoln, and I think I'll wrap it up there. I snuck onto an idea just before the stream started, and someone had asked some questions, or I would have stuck around and answered to the best of the ability. But with nothing really on the queue for general business at the moment, I think I'll finish up the stream. But if you do have any questions, comments, feedback, please leave a comment, and I'll do my best to address it. And I'll break away now and crack open a spreadsheet and try and open up a floodgate for material to add to the channel. And thanks for watching. Have a good night.